I'm tracking. Today we've got qualifier number 4 of OoTR. We got keyring shuffled and we got magic bean shuffled. So nothing too particularly spicy. On restream, we got Decker, we got Drunus, we got Ryuken, and we got Zephyr. Team Canada versus Team EU. We're gonna go ahead and start them off now, and we're gonna hopefully have a real good race.
That's right. Thank you, Zeno. New season, who dis? We are 4 qualifiers into season 7, standard OoTR action. Man, I have watched a couple of VODs, but this is my first one joining live. I'm excited to get this kicked off. Zeno, when you see beans are shuffled and keyrings shuffled anywhere, what does that say to you starting off a seed?
It tells me that we are in for a new seed. Give me 1 sec. I'm still taking care of things, and we should be good now. All right.
I think what it tells us is that we're in for a good race here.
We are in for a very good race. All of these guys are really. This is a stack restream. This is Ryuken, obviously the winner of season 6, and all of these runners are extremely established. I believe Zephyr was a previous winner of Challenge Cup, and Decker and Drunus's resume speaks for themselves. Been top runners for a very long time. And tuna colors, we got 1 vanilla, 1 pink, 1 very dark blue, and I guess we're having an issue on Decker's stream, apparently. It's not being able to see his tuna color, but we do have vanilla starts again. So we're just gonna end up starting with Kokiri.
And that's a scale and a bomb bag in Mido's house.
Yeah. Pat, can you take care of solo coming for a little bit? Just make sure that I didn't break anything. I'll be right back.
No worries. I've got chat from here. We'll hold hands together and make it through as the streams that are frozen get caught back up to speed. All right, so we've seen Decker go into Mido's house, grab a scale and the bomb bag. Nothing else too much doing here in Kokiri Forest. But with that scale, it will make an interesting decision point here. Do you take that scale into the river? What are we doing here after we clean out the woods area as child? All right, you can see the other 3 and grabbing their possessions from Mido's house, snatching those away from those big chests there.
All right.
Getting a hint stone coming up. Yep.
I think that did fix it, so I can just focus on calling now. What did I miss in Kokiri?
You missed a scale and a bomb bag.
Okay. Bombs are always great to have early. They're by far the most powerful item in the game. Not just in terms of what they unlock, which is a shit ton, but also just the ability to do ground jumps, which a lot of people will downplay, but I think movement-wise, it's one of the more useful tricks in the game.
And Ryuken going out to field and not through river. I'm a bit surprised, but we'll see what the other runners do.
I mean, this is a classic vanilla start opener. This is the obviously with free Zelda, you don't. Oh wow, he's not. I thought he was going. I thought he was going Open Crowded Owl there and showing how old I am. Now he's going to Lon Lon and getting this song. Yeah, that's fine. You spawn back with vanilla spawns regardless, so getting this far now, so you don't have to worry about time of day.
Fair enough. We saw a water temple on the path to Baronade. And some Lost Woods cleanup here. Or not cleanup, but Lost Woods clearing here. That's a bomb bag upgrade. Bomb lock bombs.
So, all right. So just make sure. Ocarina minigame. We've got dead. Nothing there. I honestly really like this play from Ryokane. It's sort of a counter meta play where you know everyone's going to be getting this song first, and you know that you can just come back and get it whenever. So coming here, maybe you have at least something better. Starting song was Song of Time, and so far just Serenade out here doesn't really give us much to go on, but
I can see that making sense in case you get Minuet out here at the ranch.
yeah. But it's 6 one way, half a dozen the other with vanilla spawns, because you're going to go back for the Saria song anyway. And shoes, which are nice. We don't need them because we have a bomb bag, but they're nice.
Another good point. Could find a slingshot. Fully take care of Lost Woods.
Let's see.
So it was Serenade at the ranch, and this is Bolero here at the Saria song location.
Yeah. So, not the most impactful starter.
Lost Woods is a foolish choice. All right. Thank you, game.
Yeah. And I believe that's our first foolish. And I don't believe, Rita didn't get anything in Lon Lon apart from that Serenade, so it's also foolish. Also 30 dead, you'll have to see it.
I believe that's Hyro Castle foolish as well.
Alright, solid, love that hint. Honestly, it's one of those hints that's like both bad and good at the same time, because it's one of those things that you could easily forget, or easily not route in because you have better things to do, like changing ages and going to more checks. But also, it's only one check that you don't have to do. And Flames and Composer Grave is the Shadow Temple keyring? Is that what I read? Yeah. Yeah. So, we can get that as soon as we get ZL. Getting the keyring for Shadow would be nice. Especially if it's a medallion, but we don't know yet, so. I read it as Shadow. Was it Spirit? My apologies if it was Spirit. No.
I had read that as Shadow as well, but yeah, I believe it is Shadow. All right. And Ryukane, obviously, not gonna just skip these checks on his way up to Sacred Forest Meadow. So gonna find out along with the other three that this was indeed a foolish play.
Oh, Trail to Goma, missed that hint. Also, we're seeing a Child Goron City play, which honestly, fair play with that. Yo, Greg! Love to see Greg on Zephyr's side.
Hot Rodder holding the elusive single green rupee.
Yeah. Water Temple is still path to Baronade. I believe that's the hint that we've seen before. And we are seeing that river play that you mentioned from Deckard. So
there we go. All right. Well, at least one of them agrees with me. I haven't lost all touch. How is everyone, by the way? I haven't talked with you all since the end of Season 6. Hope you guys are doing well out there in Chatland.
And nothing in the Goron City. Yeah, the Bean Salesman is a check. It's 60 rupees and it's one item. So it's just an extra check in river, essentially. And so far, this Goron City play has not paid out in Zeph's favor, but it does get some annoying checks out of the way, or I guess one annoying check because he was not able to doesn't have the songs to go do Dancing Dad.
Ooh, there's a big chest we were looking for.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe someone said this was Path. This is Path to Goma.
Pathagoma?
Path to Goma.
Yes.
And that's interesting, but also ambiguous. It's Hook. That can mean a bunch of things. Nothing
We'll
super,
take it. Hookshot,
but
that's right.
yeah, but nothing super clear that puts us on the path to where our Kokiri sword or possibly our slingshot maybe.
It may not be the path to Goma specifically, but it could be the path to a big early lead out here for Zephyr. Finding early hookshot, that's always good.
I don't think that's going to give him much of a lead. You got bombs and Kokiri. People aren't going to skip DMT. As soon as they go adult, everyone's going to get that. But a big Poe is interesting. That changes the logic around in such a way that we don't need a bow or opponent's song to get that check. It's in logic to just turn that guy in. Toilet Dead, that's nice to know. And it's also in one of the worst Sphere Zero checks in my opinion. This a lot of people, at least recently, have been in favor of doing River early as like an opener. But those who don't leave that Sphere Zero there for quite a bit. So it may be something that helps Decker out there.
Decker farming some rubies there from the rupees there from the frogs.
Yeah, especially with Shuffle Beans, like that's a good game knowledge thing where you can just get this on your first trip to River. You have a child song.
Bean salesman only with a purple rupee to offer.
And getting first look at Bomb Shoe Bowling here. Early bomb bag. This is in logic for quite a while, so see if it pays out. I don't think anyone's going to be skipping this when they go adult. Oh, there's a bow. That's nice. That's a nice find.
You love to see it.
Absolutely.
Putting together a Forest Temple kit. We know of the location of a hookshot and now a bow.
Also, early field play from Decker is interesting. Field is one of those locations that people tend to put off because the equipment to do it can come out very quickly, but doing it efficiently, you may want to wait for that for something like Aponas. And we're going to get our 40. 40 is dead, and 50 is dead. So no 40, 50, or 30. Yeah, field is also slow.
If you are new to the Season 7 changes, this is a change. You can get the 40 and 50 hint from the Skulltula house. Druna's going to pick up their bow.
Yeah.
And the Redead Grotto is nothing. I may have already seen that and I just missed it.
And I believe Chickens was also dead. I don't think we didn't pop off, so I'm assuming it was nothing. Oh, Frogs 2 is magic? That is interesting.
Oof.
Oh, there's our minuet off of Prelude check. So
Starting with Green Medallion, Ryukane first to adult, and gonna start warping straight away. Let's play Bolero and go to the crater. There's ZL. And our Season 6 champion is going to play Minuet and warp to Sacred Forest Meadow. And continuing this song chain here, gonna get Saria's song.
Yeah, so we have some really interesting stones. Our stones are Forest, Shadow, and Spirit, which are some of the most time-consuming dungeons that we have.
It does present you. It does present you with some interesting choices. You know, once you get kitted out for Shadow, if you do know where the keyring is, once you get Dens and Nocturne.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, and it also creates frogs too, not being worth our time at all. But overall, in terms of people's routes, I'm really liking Ryokane's route here. I think getting going adult a little earlier, because he really hasn't missed out on anything that the others have gotten that he's not going to get in this stretch, and also he's going to be able to do River's adult if he needs to get that if he gets that big Poe eventually. But that's pretty much the only thing of relevance that somebody else has gotten that he does not have. Jonas with some good time base skills. I believe everyone else was solidly. Just saw the mirror shield and I missed that. I missed that
isn't
earlier.
It both? Wait, are no, they're not. It's Frogs 2 that's magic. I say that couldn't be possible.
Frogs 2. Oh, Frogs 1 can be magic as well. You get that hand. I don't think that's a double hand, but
couldn't this time though because Ocarina of Time is storms, right?
We got an OT hit. I am like half paying attention to hints. It's my resolution's not the best on my PC, so I've been able to read them as effectively as I could. But so I'm going based off of Zeph's personal tracker because he has Gossip Stones up. OT hit was Goron Maze. Okay, cool. Yeah, and Rio's gonna grab his hook shot here. He's gonna be pretty happy about that. Spirit. Our stones are Forest Spirit. He's the only one that has the hints available. I guess Drunis also has the hints available. Temple of Time. Oh, it's Temple of Time of Almagia?
You're gonna pop into DC here.
Yeah. Really no reason not to. You have a bomb bag. It's a medallion. Just do it.
Of course.
Yeah. We're also getting a fire dig here, which I think is a little more surprising. But DC is always a good play, especially when it's a med. You're really, once you get bomb bag, it's not going to get any faster. So the optimization of it is very low. Do it effectively. And it's in a very convenient space.
Oh, first chest of fire is big.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's a regular POW. Okay, that's not an issue. But it does
I like the savviness there of the quick fire dip. I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's one of those plays that can definitely throw a race in your favor if it plays out, but in this case, it did not, unfortunately.
I don't think it's costing him a ton of time.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely not, especially with Bolero.
Yeah, and especially in a qualifier where
Yeah.
your mindset's a little bit different in a qualifier versus a 1v1. So
Yeah, I think generally you want to play more conservative in a qualifier to make sure you are in a seating that isn't, it's not feast or famine. You want to be in a good position. So generally being a little more conservative is the way to go when you're in a big race. It's something that's very interesting that I've talked with people about. It's like logistics are a big part of it, but it's like cosmically funny that to quantify skill for a 1v1 tournament, we do massive quals because you play them entirely differently.
I think it just shows the breadth of understanding of the game that you need to be a standard season champion. You have to be able to traverse both the 1v1 and the large field races to be crowned champion.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And we got a keyring here in DC. And that is, I think that was Water Temple.
Water Temple keyring, yeah.
I want to say that was Water Temple, but that's
it
the only
was.
thing we found here.
But with Water Temple on the path to Baronade, that is an important find for us, obviously.
Oh, very much so.
And it being a medallion, obviously.
Yeah.
Yes, we are 20 minutes in. If you're just now joining us, our settings that have been shuffled around here for this race are key rings, including the boss key, and could be anywhere, and then beans are shuffled. And that's the lens of truth.
Nice. Doesn't do anything for us right now, but it will eventually. I think this is also our first look at Cap. Sun Song. Very nice to get.
Oh, you can get the mirror shield now. Since the Sun Song Grave does hold the mirror shield, we learned.
Yeah. Oh, and Decker going to be turning in that big po that he got in the river, so we'll see how important this is. And I missed it. So, and there's another bottle.
Hmm.
Yeah, but it looks like all we got out of DC was that Water Temple key ring, which is important. It is important.
Still one drop left here on King Dodongo himself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Zephyr is doing the very straightforward play that I had pointed out earlier of going just into Forest Temple. It is a stone, but he did have a very early hook shot. All right, and the survey says for DC, two key rings. All right.
And that's a Forest Temple keyring. That's huge. It's huge with the minuet path.
That's very nice. So Zephyr will soon find themselves stuck in the Forest Temple. They do not have the key ring there. They'll have to go to Dodongo's Cavern, collect it and the Water Temple key ring while they're there. Grab that medallion. But they can clear out the courtyard for now. As we see, Druna's going to play the Sun Song and collect their Mirror Shield. Ooh, and we can we light the torches in here? We can't, can we?
As child we could, but not with our
Could and
character.
child, yeah. So I mean, you're here, so you're gonna grab the song, but you will have to come back as child without a fire source.
And there's iron boots, which is very nice to get.
Ooh, a tangled web indeed. It's looking like, I mean, we don't know for sure. It's looking like a god route is going to involve going to Dodongos before you go to forest.
It's looking like we're having a lot of paths that are leading into each other. So that minuet, so that hook shot leads to getting into forest, and that minuet leads into forest as well. At least the iron boots. I think it's just going to be. I think we could be in a situation where all our paths are just pointing to whatever the fuck is in Water Temple.
So we'll be looking forward to that point in time in the future as our runners' paths converge on the Water Temple. But until then, we see adult Goron City. Or sorry, no, it would be the crater here. And drew us into the Dompe race. Big Goron is dead. That's good. Good knowledge. And I think that was Burning Cactus Prelude, so not something we super have to worry about. And we see a major item in the Dompe race. See if it's something good. It's another bow. Another bow. Well, Decker was the first to show us that Epona's song was there in the composer's grave, so that will take us across the bridge over into the GGG area.
Yeah, there's our second Temple of Time Evolve hint. I think this seed is like, it's either, I think one of two things is happening. Either it's asking us to just go in a Water Temple and just get something out of it, or we need to just rush the hell out of GTG, which is less direction and path. But we do have a good, like, just having irons and hookshot available and having a path Water Temple. There's a lot available to us in there.
I think you'd be hard pressed to find Ryukane putting you off for very much longer.
I think it's something that, like, you still would want, you know, there are some checks that you would want hovers for, you would want long shot for, etc. But I just feel like with all the paths leading into each other, it feels very likely.
So chat has brought this up a couple times now, but the Lost Woods Foolish hint does mean that Hammer is bomb locked. I believe that is correct. So there is some consideration there.
Did we find a bomb lock? Did we find a bomb bag?
We did. Woods? We found a bomb locked bomb bag in Lost Woods. Yes.
Also, that doesn't necessarily mean it has to be bomb locked. I don't think it does. It just means that that bomb bag is potentially path. I don't think it has any bearing on camera. Unless I'm thinking about logic.
Ooh, I trust a couple of guys in the chat, but I trust you too, Xenu, so I'll let you guys figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll just keep calling the action.
Oh, absolutely. Because the full. Oh, right. My bad.
It's all right. We're all
Yeah.
dusting the.
Yeah, dude, I've been maining Wind Waker for like half a year.
We're all dusting the cobwebs off here.
I've been playing Ooter in literally a year.
But it's Ooter season again, baby. I'm back for it. I'm excited. I'm hyped. Gotta see if Ryukane can rise to the challenge of defending their title, or if we will have a new champion on our hands.
I mean, there's plenty of Sphere Zeros that we haven't done that could just be a bomb bag.
Zephyr and Drunus just seconds apart here, collecting their Water Temple keyring.
I mean, if they're... Oh, right.
And they're succinctly put, you can't have a foolish bomb bag without also having a path bomb bag first. So
yeah, but what I'm saying is like that can still be bomb locked, right? But there can be another bomb bag available. There's nothing saying that the bomb bag is path. We don't have a path. We don't have a King Dodongo pin. Unless I'm thinking about this wrong.
oh yes, so if you are new to keyrings, a keyring in these settings, a keyring will have all small keys and the boss key, the big key for the dungeon, all in one drop there. And these keyrings could be anywhere, but you'll get them all in one go should you find them.
Yeah. Which pretty much removes all key logic other than where did you find the key ring.
Let's talk about these settings then, Xenu. Because once we get, this is just a small point now, because we're in the qualifiers and these settings are randomly generated, I believe. In the 1v1, there will be a draft. So, what sort of strategy do you think goes around into picking keyrings as a setting, or perhaps maybe not bean shuffle, but what goes into your mindset when you're going to select keyrings as a setting there?
Well, I think you would choose keyrings in a situation where you feel that you're the underdog, because
Okay.
it adds variance.
Sure.
Not as much variance as like fucking overworld skulls, right? But like it adds a random thing that you just need to find, and you could just luck into it, as opposed to like something like, you know, like Trials, where, you know, you're just padding runtime and it's pure execution.
Sure.
But overall, I don't think it's going to be a super popular setting unless people want to play it from like a competitive standpoint, but I could see people liking it as like a fun thing to play.
All right, there's hookshot for Drunus. So we are, I believe, we're pretty much at parity among three of our runners, and Ryukane, just sneaking out to just hair's breadth of a lead, I would say.
Our density right now is in GTG. For the But I think we're at that inevitable point in the scene where we're just going over each other's steps.
Sure. Letting it breathe for just a moment here as we
Yeah.
retrace steps.
It just happens with conventional routing, right? Like you're going to be doing these things. You're going to be pushing forest because it's path or minuet's path.
Especially at higher levels of play,
Yeah.
runners are going to have very similar thoughts about early game routing. It won't be 100% similar. Obviously, we've seen 4 different paths taken here.
Yeah.
Although Dubu, Decker, Drunus, and Zephyr are following generally similar paths here.
And we are seeing that water dip. We are seeing that water dip I alluded to. So we'll see if this works out. There are, as Chad has schooled me because I'm super rusty on logic. We do know our hammer has to be bomb locked. There is one hard bomb lock check in here, if I'm remembering correctly, that may offer something that we can do right now. I believe crack walls and logic. That looks like a small chest to me. Oh yeah, hook is bomb locked, so everything's bomb locked. Yeah, that's fair. So we're really at that point because of the path bomb bag that pretty much everything outside of a bow that has given us progression, and I guess the mirror shield also, but that's logical relevance isn't that great. Is we got a big chest here in map chest, I believe. Yeah, this is map chest. Oh, cool. All right, so yeah, cool. There's all the bomb bags.
Bomb bag has been located in the water temple.
Yeah, so that's not the path we're looking for. Yeah, bomb locked because hook locked. All of this is hook locked, so all of this is bomb locked. But also interesting with key rings, right? We have water becomes a lot better of a play because the 60 bajillion keys that are in here normally are no longer in here.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's a very good point. I like that. Ooh, Rang.
There's a Rang. That. What was this path to? Oh, it's path to Baronade. Okay,
path to Baronade. Very straightforward path there.
Yeah, never mind. We're good. We're good.
But it could be a funneling, indeed. Now the choice is: do we stay adult, go play density, or do we take that Rang back to child? We'll see what Ryukane decides to do here. First of all, they're going to clear out some more of the water temple, though. And we will follow along behind them there. Drunus on the path to collecting their iron boots. And Zephyr looks like it's going to be the second one into the water temple here. Another big chest. Water temple loaded.
Yeah, and it's a Goron tunic.
With a Goron tunic.
Water was one of the key rings that we found, right? I want to say that.
That is correct. It is the key ring. It is the first key ring we found in Dodongo's cavern.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a potential path to Volvagia then, I suppose. I guess it depends on wallet logic. Oh, what a crummy path that is. We want to know where our hammer is, darn it. Not the least reason which, as Decker will show us, there is a big chest here on the left side of Maze. Ryukane gonna do some lab diving.
Yep, out of logic, but definitely available. 20 dev. Cool.
And just a little bit of love from Lab. All right, calling Epona. Where are we taking this horse? Out to field?
Yeah, I mean, field, like we said, it's one of those things that sucks, and you have everything to do it. It's not really going to get any faster, so you either skip it or do it here, and I think Rio's opting to do it.
Like you
He
said
also
earlier.
may be on his way to GTG.
Yeah, I think that's what the people are interested in. Will he be taking this horse to GTG? But as you mentioned, conservative play for the better. Skipping checks, a surefire way to lose out in a qualifier.
That was GTG centered dead. I'm still getting used to the new hands.
Oh, GTG. Now I understand the power of keyrings within GTG. Whew.
Yeah.
It's all my brain is blossoming anew here now that I understand.
Yeah, and you can still peek the vast majority of what's there without keys, and just make a note of it and come back, because all of the outer stuff that's not the maze is obviously available. Oh, Spirit Temple keyring in Longshot chest. Dark Link with the Spirit Temple keyring. That is a stone, so we're not super jazzed about that, but it is something that we can do eventually.
Not only is that a stone, but an important point here, Ryukane did not delve further into the Water Temple, so Zephyr, the only one with that Spirit Temple keyring at the moment, could become an advantage for them later on in this race. Just depends on what needs to be done and which order. Obviously, that is the name of the game here in Randomizer. You play your odds, and then you hope the rando gods are in your favor.
And it looks like field is completely dead. Still missing some checks, but I think we got this and Tactite left. Yeah, I think we still have Tactite, which we can do. We do have irons.
And Drunus right behind them, also picking up the Spirit Temple keyring.
So I'm willing to not think any further than, obviously the boomerang is path to. Oh, Pierre's dead. Cool. That boomerang is obviously our path to Baronade. So yeah, I would not be concerned about. Yeah, and bottom. Yeah, Storms is on OoTR, so we're not doing that unless we are playing a DDR or any other. Is there a new one outside of DDR? Just no logic, no IMWW race. We're playing standard, so we can't cover dive into well. Is what I'm saying. That's a strength.
Ooh,
okay. So
all right.
Take back everything I said about Field. Field had a strength.
Field play all day there.
Yeah.
Merit a strength.
Yeah. That opens up the entirety of Stone Forest.
And that is
yeah.
back into Forest Temple.
Honestly, yeah, that might be a path strength. See, we're dealing with a lot of ambiguous shit here with like the way all this. So I totally understand going back into Forest here for Ryukane.
Yeah, I think you're really wanting to suss out your wallet locations, trying to understand this path, Temple of Time to Vivagia.
Also, at that same thing, I think there's a cost benefit analysis here where like yes, Forest is slow, and yes, it may not have what I need. But if you're willing to say, okay, Storms is on OOT, and I haven't found something that's like super satisfying, like I think it's worth it going back in here.
I also think relatively to the field, I mean, I think the majority of players will opt to clean out Forest. So I don't think this is any sort of risky play by going into Forest here. It might just be me reading it or projecting onto, Season 6 champion Ryukane's decision making here, but I feel like
I feel
like it makes a lot of sense.
I think it's definitely a runner's choice scenario. Because you are doing a already somewhat semi-fulfilled path location that is Stone Forest. But I think Storms has value. I think if you want to make that Storms gamble and commit to that, you have Shadow and Spirit key rings. Like you could really blow everyone out of the water if you commit to that early. We've seen that in seasons past where people just commit to an unconfirmed AD.
Oh, very nice recoil. All right, and so now the tables have turned just a little bit as Decker will be collecting their Spirit Temple keyring. It really just depends on, it just depends. What could possibly be hiding out in Spirit Temple? There's no even reason to even think about it at the moment. Don't have Requiem. But it is important to note that should it be important, Ryukane does not have that keyring.
And thank you for the raid, Tingle. Much appreciated. Get there. Oh my goodness! Did no one else do Central Pillar? That's kind of nuts. That's really nuts. That's out of logic for those keeping score at home.
Zephyr with the Stone Cold Central Pillar read is going to profit a long shot out of that. That is huge for Zephyr's race.
Yeah, you can just take care of this now, get this whole area done. See if he opts to, because he still did he do? We haven't now with that long shot. We can do BK, which I think he's opting just to go fight Morpho. Meanwhile, don't believe Rio in the second dip of Forest has found anything. It doesn't support it, it just tells us that it is. I mean, to be fair, It still does. There just happen to be other shit here. And there's a wallet. Oh my goodness.
Wait.
Yeah, it's a wallet in forest.
Okay,
Which-
so
it's not path, but Minuet is still path because it's an either or path. Because Minuet leads to both you getting either your Goron tunic, or it leads to you getting that wallet.
I see. So it bottlenecks
Yeah.
either choice. I see.
Yeah. There's a strength on Morpha!
Zephyr! Oh, if he clears out field, he'll have strength 2 for GTG.
Oh my god. So he's leaving BK here. And Central Bow, but that may have been peaked and I just didn't see it.
Oh, there is a Mweep skip there by Drunus.
Oh shit. But yeah, I think all we found in here going further in here is that that wallet that just tells us we have an either or path.
Yeah, and there's another path, yet another path. Water path to Baronade and to Morpha. To Morpha. So that would be the long shot there.
Okay, so everyone's gonna get that long shot.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like Zeph did go back in. All right.
And this is what I meant by my comment earlier. We see Zephyr just heading straight back into forest. I think Ryukane, for the most part, as long as they find that hint, water path to Morpha, I think a majority of the runners are going to go into, whether it's required or not. Obviously, if it's required, they'll be going in. But I think even if it's not required, I think the majority of runners will go into Stone Forest.
Where was that water to Morpha hint at? What hint stone was it on? Does anyone know? Zora Domain. They're gonna get that. No one's gonna skip that one. They may get it at different times, but no one's gonna skip that one. Oh, that is true. I see. For me, I would rather go back to water because I don't want to think that the option of it's just in Stone Spirit is there, because one, we're probably not even going to get that opportunity because of where the strength was. Like, obviously, we can have a third strength floating out there, but you know, it's also a very high likelihood it is just you know, strength 2 lock somewhere.
What's our heuristic for rushing ice? Because we are 50 minutes into the seed, and we already find Drunus in ice. Does this count as a rush?
Generally, once it's below 1 hour, once you go past the 1 hour mark, the display becomes less good. But also, given our current song layout, I'm not sure what actually helps us out here. Because I think what songs can even be here? Like Nocturne? I think Nocturne or Requiem? Actually, yeah, Requiem would be huge. And there's lights.
At the very least, worth for that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to come here regardless.
And so, with that knowledge, Drenus will know. I mean, Drenus will know that everyone will have to be into ice eventually, but maybe they can turn the song here into an advantage as well for them.
Yeah, we really want this to be Requiem. Requiem would be the better song of the two, because if you can, you would be able to get Nocturne immediately, and you wouldn't have to worry about crossing and all that other stuff. And there's a slingshot on Phantom Ganon, which I think was all that was in here besides the wallet.
So that will cover Trail to Goma?
Will it? I mean, we don't know if it's path yet or not. But yeah, it does. It does. For now, it does. Yep. Yeah, she has Burning Cat. Yep, hook shot leads to slingshot. The hook shot is path, exactly. So, B1 skip is not in logic. Yeah, but it's not something you want to call right now. Because slingshot paths are kind of ass and no one likes them. And that's our second Harrow Castle hit. We're still missing our third Foolish. Got 4 paths, 2 Foolishes. And I think all of our sometimes? I want to say all of our sometimes. Tunic is not path, but as it stands right now, it may be like what the actual path is pointing at. Yeah, it's an either or path. It could be going to the same logic, because Minuet directly locks Tunic or Wallet. So Minuet would be path, but it's pointing to you need one of those things for fire. And there is Requiem, so that is the song we wanted. Yeah. We're still unsure because of where the wallet is, but it is possible.
All right, so Drenus is the one that found the Water Temple to Morph a hint, and they have the Spirit Key Ring. They do not have the long shot, so they don't have the knowledge. So they're gonna play Requiem to get the song out here at Colossus. The decision point becomes: do they start clearing out? Oh, they don't have Strength 2, so they can't. So never mind. This is just for the song. Then we'll get a hint as well.
Yeah, one we've already seen.
It's a duplicate of the Shadow Key Ring. Indeed, it is Nocturne. I think it was like the only thing left we had.
Yeah.
All right, in our first look at the Gerudo area here, as Ryukane will jump the bridge as Epona, on Epona here. Take a peek over at Hammer Rocks.
Yep. That is big. Yeah, we want that. And also looks like I missed what was in the fairy fountain at Colossus, but I assume there's nothing.
I believe it was dead.
Yeah, let's go. Art piece? Alright. We're also with those shoes that we picked up. We're getting a valley peak here. That's a key ring of some sort. Obviously, you're gonna have to wait a little bit to get that.
Yeah, because you need hovers to do that recoil.
Water temple. Oh, there's the other. That's an ass one. That's one people may not get.
But that is important for Ukane.
Yeah, he has that knowledge now, and he's in a really good spot to push that. Not like we don't have Serenade, but like. I would like to say that Al loves Well so much he listed it twice on that list of side dungeons.
Druin is now also in the Gruta area. Yes, we'd like to wish everyone a happy 1 hour. Thank you for the chat commands there. My name's Hagmania. I'm joined in the booth by Xenu. Say hello, Xenu.
Yo, what's up?
Shout out our trackers, the Alkaline Ace, Bevan, Ansley, CD Hoff, and Baseball. Love you all. Thank you so much. Xenu pulling double duty here as a restreamer. Thank you again.
Yeah, literally. I haven't calmed since, like, I want to say S5. So, we're shaking off the rust right now. But, yeah, the GGG play makes sense. At this point, it's your densest location. Unless you're Druinus and you can go to Spirit. But they're both very, very good choices. In terms of density. All right. What are we thinking for HB? I'm going to say 1800.
Oh. I
1840.
I think you're pretty close.
Yeah.
HBA, nothing and nothing.
Yeah, just money. Money that we don't need as well.
Ooh, it's skull number 11 for Zephyr. Don't have the 20 dead. And
yeah. It's not like getting like 9 more skulls is going to make or break him. We know we don't have to get the big boys, and I think that's good enough for most runners. Because sometimes if you're efficient and you get hookshot early like we do, you can get 20 without like really going for it, if you know what I mean.
Just pick them up along the way.
Yeah. I was looking at Rio. I thought he was doing the clip in a GTG there. I was like, you're just about to DQ yourself. I was like, every time I see someone like hang off that, I'm like, oh, they're clipping in. Shoutouts to glitch rule sets. They don't get enough love. So far, nothing in this GTG, but we still have plenty of checks to look for. Also, Druid's just committing a toilet straight out of the gate. I don't hate it. You know it's gonna. You're in this in you know a keyring world.
Void's out. That is an unfortunate.
Yeah, and we have one big chest on the right side. Oh, is toilet hinted dead? Oh, there's the other wallet. Okay, let's think about our logic here. I don't think that somehow Song of Time. We started with Song of Time. ZL. That's not minuet locked. At least if I'm going through it quickly in my head. Oh yeah, but it puts Central Pillar in Logic. Yeah, Pona was in Composer Grave, and ZL was on Bolero, and Bolero was one of the child songs. There's a gold scale. Completely irrelevant. Like, absolutely irrelevant. Hmm.
All right, so Zephyr is playing Bolero and is headed towards Ice Cavern? Question mark?
Yeah. Where was the non-morphic strength? Tectite Grotto.
Ooh, did we see Medigore on Hint?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we saw the big on him. I don't think we've seen Medigo on him. Like, it's in like the statue that's next to him.
Yep.
I completely missed it. What was it?
Kiri Forest, Dodongo's Cavern. I believe.
Yeah, that's our last
pretty much the guaranteed hint. Yep.
Yep.
Wowie.
So I think that's all our hints sorted. I believe so, at least. Unfortunately, if I'm looking at trackers correctly, I don't believe either runner has the strength too that was in GTG to do this room. So, gonna be coming back for this.
Ooh, so not going to ice. Instead, Zephyr goes child. Okay.
Zeph has strength too. I don't trust his tracker, so.
No, I don't believe they've been to Tectite Grotto.
Yeah, I think everyone has one or the other.
And now Ryu came back into Water Temple, having taken that hint.
Yeah, which makes sense. Setting up Scarecrow. I believe Pierre was hinted dead. He's in the Central Pillar room right now and is playing the song. He's absolutely going to be getting that strength. If Ryu Kane gets this long shot and then doesn't defeat Morpha here, I will quit comms forever.
Yeah, this could be the pivotal moment. Does Ryu farm out the rest of Water Temple and find those Spirit Keyring?
Yeah, because they were the ones on Darklink, right? Yeah, they were on Darklink. Yeah, that's a tough call. That's a tough call. Because you are getting because he is leaving behind 3 checks. Because I don't believe he went and did Dragon.
No, he did not go to Dragon Chest.
That's nothing on child fishing. Unsurprisingly. Friendly reminder to everyone watching, Lake sucks. Don't do Lake. It's a terrible place. I once forfeited a weekly because Lake was pathing. I didn't want to do it. Oh, that's bad for real. Oh my goodness.
Ooh. Zephyr going domain.
Yeah.
He has the boomerang. Yes, of course. Okay. Oh, but he doesn't have a letter.
I mean, I don't think anyone has a letter.
That's right.
I don't think we found a letter. Yeah. It's not the worst time loss, but it's definitely not a time loss you want to take. And there's Zeph getting us in. It's a quick peek if you're practiced with it. But given 5 hearts, I don't think it's worth it. Let me get a look at our sometimes hints real quick just to familiarize myself, because maybe those key rings are becoming relevant. We're running out of stuff.
Sure, I'll catch us up here. As you take a look at our hints, as Zephyr
the command, because I'm gonna do the command.
cleaning up the child domain checks. Torch run was nothing. See what the diving game has for us. We're just over an hour and 10 minutes in. We have found, I believe we found all of our path hints, only lacking one foolish hint. Right now, the very interesting, I guess, decisions we might have is, when do you go ice cavern, or do you rush ice without the letter? You do the Zora skip, and that will give you Requiem.
There's our last bow.
So diving and domain diving, that would be the last bow. Ooh, Decker has potential to find strength 2 here at Tektite Grotto. Looks like they're going towards it.
Yeah, given what's available to us and given what we've done, it feels like strength 2 is what the seed wants us to get, especially, in a dead Dampe there. Our first Dampe check. Because we just don't have a whole lot of crap. We have that key ring in Valley that I believe only Ryokane has knowledge on.
And so now Decker, not, I wouldn't say behind by a significant amount. They've just been kind of trailing along the same breadcrumbs. But now with strength 2, Decker, at least for our restream purposes, they're in a pretty good spot right now.
Yeah, and his path is looking very obvious because he's literally on his way to GTG anyway. I don't know if he has the choose in 10 Skulls' his deck. I don't know if he has the choose from whatever early game check had those choose. But he has long shot to at least get the key ring without peeking it. I mean, they lost time until Storms becomes relevant. Honestly, that's you gotta hustle if you're selling beans, Think about. I'm not too well versed on the economics of beans, but I can't imagine you have a large profit margin with beans.
No, we'll see. Beans, they have the profit baked in.
Yeah. Were you a bean hustler spec? All right, 10 was dead. Yeah. So between these runners, we really just have spirit and like some bullshit checks left, like a couple lake checks, couple like King Zora, and King Zora's obviously out of logic. Or is it? No, it's not, because we got the wallets.
Do have the wallet.
Mm. Oh, that's not the keyring you want to see.
GC keyring. All right.
Yeah. Probably the most irrelevant keyring, and I will be right back. I need to turn the lights on in my room because the sun has fully set.
All right. So I think you'd have to imagine Drunus will give us our first look at Spirit Temple altogether in this child section. Something to look forward here after their child checks in the overworld. And we've got Ryukane going to be clearing out the rest of Water Temple. They will find the Spirit Temple keyring. Dancing Dad, just a recovery heart.
Yeah.
Oh, we already found it? I'm sorry. Not paying attention.
All right, I'm back, and I now have a light in my room. All right, let's see. This Child City play is going to pan out. This is one of our few remaining bullshit checks that is not the density of GTG or Spirit, and it's not anything. Goron City. Ryu going to be our second player to get their strength 2, and I think we know exactly. Oh, the Valley keyring was Ganon's. It's irrelevant. Well, we hope it's irrelevant. There's a very low chance that it becomes relevant. Actually, I think with the way the logic works, it's impossible to be relevant. The only thing that would matter would be magic, and there's no way magic will be in Ganon's.
Yeah, Ryukane kicking themselves a bit. Can't believe that that's strength 2.
Yeah.
And see the reaction.
Yeah, and he's still not in a terrible position. Zeph, unfortunately, is. I don't believe he does. Yeah, wait, did he get the gold scale? Where was the gold scale at? He was. Did he go? No, he didn't. All right, cool. So he can't get that as child, but he knows to come back for it. But all eyes on Decker here, because I feel this strength 2 lock room in GTG and possibly Spirit is gonna be super relevant. I would not be shocked to see lettering here, if I'm being perfectly honest.
It makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Druna's getting just a little bit baited by the ordering in which they found their hints.
We haven't done adult late. I think that's it. And I think Paradox Letter is on the table. Lake is foolish? When did Lake become foolish? When did we find a Lake foolish in?
All right, finally, left side, Goron City Maze.
Kokiri's sword. Oh yeah, also that chest. Well, we have Deku now. Gossip Stone on Nocturne Pad? Okay, cool. Then Lake's foolish.
Ooh, another key ring.
Yeah. That was well. Ooh. Okay, so that doesn't really do anything for us.
Yeah, that's hidden. That's squirreled well away from us at the moment. Because if you are just joining us here recently, you'll be pleased to know we've got Song of Storms on Ocarina of Time. So, not sure if we'll need that.
But given that all we got in this was bottom of the well keys that are not super relevant right now. He knows where it is, though. He knows where it is. He's just not going for it right now for reasons. Yeah, but it's looking more and more likely that we need to get our ass to Deku. I think that's our only in logic checks. The spirit is still completely out of logic because we don't have logical crossing. At least not yet. So
That's correct.
Yeah, looks like the seed wants us to head over to Deku.
Perhaps our letter will be there.
I think it pretty much has to be.
Suppose it could be Hammer?
Yeah. There's some sort of progression in Deku.
Yeah, we're expecting progression in Deku. That's suffice it to say.
Yeah.
Ooh, Zephyr definitely peaked Tektite Grotto.
Yeah, I don't want to say this, but do you? Yeah, he's got to know it's there. There's no way he mispeaked that as a gold rupee, right? There's no way.
They would have seen it as a silver sparkling object because he already has strength 1.
Oh, right. Oh, he thinks he got it. Yeah. Does he think he got it? I mean, it's not marked on his tracker, but that doesn't mean anything and stuff.
Oh.
Oh, well, there's the Serenade play. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think he thought he'd already collected it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what would be? We're still missing letter. We're still missing hammer, but that's hammer, letter, and magic is about it. At least from my understanding. I guess key rings.
Yeah, fire keys elude us.
Yeah, fire keys, but That's it. Those 4 items. Yeah. And I think we've sussed out that our vault path isn't quite fulfilled yet, but somewhere in this string of logic, the Kokiri sword is locked behind it. So probably seeing progression in there. Oh, we got the hat. Let's go. Nutch. Does Zeph do that on accident, or is he just showing off?
All right, so Ryukane back into GTG. Gonna go move the silver block.
Yeah, gonna be a little upset about his finds in there. But I think if he's keeping track of logic, opening the gate, smart. If he's keeping track of logic, he'll know he has to get his ass to that gate. Or no, he's just crossing. He's crossing. He's not going for it. Oh, sorry, that's Decker. I'm confusing runners.
All good, we've got you. All right, Drunus into Child Spirit.
Yeah, this is our first look here.
And top of lab, nothing.
Yeah. So all of this is out of logic. It's locked behind Rito's letter. Already adult? It's the only thing I can think of. And also, he hasn't rushed ice yet, so he could be thinking like vanilla Requiem and just like do an out of logic crossing. But looks like nothing in Child Spirit on Drew's side. But we are going to be climbing.
Yes, we will do the spirit climb as Child.
In Drew's position, this makes total sense. He doesn't have either of his strengths. Grasping at straws here, but this is out of logic, and Drew is aware of that. But needs to get some needs to get his butt back to water. Grab that strength. Grab that long shot. I mean, for all intents and purposes, the seed really isn't that bad. As long as you like, if you push water path, it's fine. Everything's in water, pretty much. There's a long string of paths that just lead us to going to water. and getting a French vanilla long shot.
Zeph is looking for his strength too, but he knows where to find it. So you'll see him grabbing it from Tektite Grotto here in just a moment.
So far, nothing in this spirit. Unfortunate as that may be. And oh, sweet of the devil! I completely missed what that was.
And the Goron sword.
The Goron sword? Oh, no. So, not relevant. There's Zeph getting his strength too. We'll see where he goes from here, looking like DTG. Yeah, long shots in central pillar, and it's just everything's pointing to it, and then it eventually leads to your strength on Morpha, which leads to your Kokiri sword in left side maze, Goron City, and that, as far as we're aware right now, has to be our logical progression. It's our only thing that's in logic. All of Spirit is out of logic. It's locked behind letter because of where Requiem was. Until we find magic. Wait, hovers? Where were hovers? I was too busy explaining stuff that I missed. Hovers were they in the climb? Oh, statue hand, got it. All right, those are super out of logic. Yeah, it is. We are getting the beloved bow crap here, Yeah, Drew getting his strength 1, but I don't think that's gonna push him to. That's gonna push him into forest rather than water, which is unfortunate. And there's the hovers on Ria's side. So Team EU here having a lot better of a time than Team Canada on the left. But still, we know we need to be pushing Deku. We'll see how much further they go in Spirit. Because we can do all of it. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well, Alka. All right, so new checks here in Spirit. See what they do. I'm still feeling kind of okay with this because of the Storms play. At the end of it. Yeah, no worries, Hack. I just saw your message in in ZSR chat. But yeah, this is not great for Drew. He's gonna full clear Forest to really no help. So really hoping if you're a fan of Drew here, you really gotta hope that Storms becomes relevant. He's delaying progression for sure. But I think in Rio's mind, right, he knows the Forest play wasn't worth it. So I think you're at a point where like, well, I gotta commit to Storms. So I think he's treating this as a progression dungeon from his mind. Because that was a big commitment that ended up giving him absolutely nothing. Where was K-Sword? Left side, Goron City Maze. Yeah, the hammer lock one. The hammer / strength 2 lock one. As we're closing out on checks here in Spirit. But yeah, we're just waiting for our runners to get the various items to head into Deku, because at least for our knowledge, we're fairly certain it has to be fairly certain it has to be our progression. So, where was K-Sword? Left side GTG. Sorry, left side Goron City Maze. And excuse me for a second, I'm having some stream issues on here. So there we go, they've resolved. Yeah, second shot at bow crap. You love to see it. Yeah, unfortunately, we know this isn't gonna be a fruitful endeavor. Yeah, it is very slow, especially. I mean, there's an argument that you could climb his shots here, but that's also very slow if you're starting an adult. Yeah. But yeah. I feel like if they're committing to this, they're committing to AD at this point. I would be surprised if I don't see them beach winner over here as well. Oh well, make them. I guess we're not doing. Oh, grabbing mountain. I feel like if you're committing to double bowcraft, you kind of have to go for Robo as well. But we're not doing it. We're going. find it interesting to do that kind of commitment to it and not just finish the job. But we'll see what Rhea does. It looks like Ryu is going to go ahead and fight Twin Rev as well. Yeah. Zeph's going to pick up their wallet, puts everything in logic. Still needs to go back and grab his K-Sword, I believe. If I'm looking at everyone's tracker correctly, I believe the only person with K-Sword is Ryukin. And then there's just going to be someone that you have no idea who they are, finish it like a 2/3 because they got it. Yeah. And like I said, it makes sense. It makes sense. He committed to the forest play. I think he has to commit to all of it. Because it's a shit AD. It's a really bad AD. Yeah, Tins can also just not show up. That's a big thing. And based off of where Decker is right now, I imagine we are going to see him grab his Kokiri sword after this. So it might be pretty close between Ryu and Decker, who goes to the tree for. Oh, never mind. Resetting. Did he grab his K-Sword or not? I don't believe he did. Yeah. Yeah, that's not great. Deku is literally all we have left in logic. It's all the checks we have left in logic. K-Sword was in hammerlocked the hammerlocked left maze, yeah. Locked by strength 2. And as far as we're aware, 20 was hinted dead. Yeah, Big Pose was nothing. Yeah. So, but between all the runners, all we have left remaining that is logical is the Deku Tree, and possibly King Zora. I think King Zora is also in logic, but you'd have to like paradox letter it. Yeah, he did, because I believe he's committing to AD because we had a minuet path and he full cleared forest after the courtyard when there was nothing really relevant after the courtyard. So Storms is on AD, so we think that he's committing to that Storms. Yeah, well is a lot of checks. Well is a lot of checks. But we are seeing Ryukane Child. So this is probably going to be a Richard, and then we're going to save and quit. Or Minuet back to the forest. Take care of that. Oh, we're also getting Dante. That makes sense, given our time of day, yeah. Meanwhile, Drew is going to be finishing up his PG here. Solid fight. And there's the Lake Hylia Baron. Well, I'm getting some sync issues on my end. All right, that's a reset. We're about to see Deku. We're gonna see Deku. I believe.
Hello, check 1 2. I'm back.
Yeah,
sorry about that. Totally
Yeah.
unprofessional. I'm so sorry. I had to take a call though. My apologies.
Yeah, no worries. You didn't miss much. Rio's still the only one with Kokiri Sword. We full cleared Spirit, found absolutely nothing outside of the hovers.
Move. He's had that Kikiri sword for 15 minutes now, and he's just now getting to Deku.
Yeah, it's what I was going over earlier. Is like I think like he committed to Forest after Courtyard, after there were like path items there, and got nothing afterwards. So I think he's just committing to the storm at this point. It is Goron City, left maze. So Zeph's gonna be our second run to get it.
And of course, baseball. Xenu is a good man to handle the ship solo here.
Literally had no other option.
When Boss Man comes calling, I had to answer. So apologies there. We're back. We're back. All right.
We appreciate that our commentators stay employed in their real lives. It's a good thing we look for in a commentator.
Hey, and there it is, Zephyr with Kikiri sword and Drunas back into Water Temple. So at least part of the puzzle snapping into place for both of these runners.
Yeah, and first three checks of Deku not having anything, but Drew is going to be pretty mad at himself for this one. But I think it's also justified given what his hints were. No one likes doing water. Water sucks. No, long shot is, and then the silvers are on Morpha. Yeah, King Zora is still very much alive, but obviously it's a lot more likely that it's this, just based off density. But King Zora is definitely in logic. Yeah, they absolutely did.
Oh, Drunas, please.
Oh, GTG keys. GTG keys. That's what we got. We got GTG keys. Well, he's done with skulls. We only need to do 10 this year.
Hey, did we see any chests in the maze?
These screens are too small for me to know that.
Yeah, only chest in the maze that I saw was big was on the right side. I don't really remember the peaks that we had.
Yeah. Oh, so the interior of the so it's this or KZ, unless we all misspeak. Yeah, so it's Goma or KZ. Oh yeah, we do have Lax.
Yeah, and Lax could be the true path. No, we've already got that resolved, right?
Well, it could be both. There could just be a hammer chilling there. There's no reason.
I guess that's fair.
But the minuet path. Well, to be fair, actually, right now the minuet path isn't resolved because of where that other wallet is. Yeah, I just realized that. Yeah, because we found the other wallet in GTG. Path to Volve is actually unresolved.
Yeah, I'm thinking King Zora. I mean, could be Deku. keyring. Here's the bad news for Drunus. They missed out on long shot, but at the very least, they can go kill Morpha now.
Yeah, it's Lax or KZ at this point. Yeah, that's also true, Rob. Because K-Sword's obviously locked behind Strength 2, so... And KZ is... How is KZ locked behind it? Where's the... Oh, the wallet, the other wallet was in Forest, yeah.
Yeah.
The other wallet, so yeah. Everything's in logic and the checks don't matter. The seed's logic is nutty, though. It's a very, very nutty seed. I mean, it just makes sense because Spirit's just out of logic, and you have 2 in logic checks versus a Spirit that is out of logic. You might as well figure out your logic first because you'll get something better. At least you'll get a progression Jabu you can do. At the very least, you know, even if it just puts Spirit in logic. But yeah, this is one of those seeds that's just, yeah, Fire Keyring is an option. I'm thinking it's either Hammer or Letter. I think it's something substantial. I don't think we're going to be. Although, given how much is available in Fire, maybe Fire Keyrings are pretty substantial. Because no key Fire is a lot of checks. There was a multi-world that I wasn't a part of, but I was in a VC during, where someone refused to do Keezy Fire, and we were BK mode for several hours. Shoutouts to Sharky. Yeah, Frogs 2 is magic locked because of the way Storms is. Also that. Wait, no. These kind of seeds are always the worst because, like, we know it's shit, right? And we know what we have to do is shit, and we're just waiting for the other person, for the first person to get there. But in that time, Drew has defeated Morpha. It's a really solid fight. Gonna get his strength 2 here. We'll see where he takes it. Yeah, we're down to King Zora and Lax for logical checks. Just pretty ass. Pretty ass.
Oh, let's talk about something then a bit more meta. What do you think about season 7 here in the qualifiers with the way that the settings are generated here? Do you like this mode for qualifiers with the draft in the 1v1?
I mean, it's something that you have to do, right? Because, like, the other option is you have random 4 settings, and then you can get like seeds that are not like RSL level, but like combinations that wouldn't come up, you know, getting overworld skulls, grotto ER, merchants, some other bullshit. Where it's
Sure.
just, like, it pads on to a lot of settings. But by that same token, like, it does not allow for as many settings to interact with each other, and it's not as great of a prep in general. Yeah, I'm saying it's like a high, it's not RSL level, but it's more RSL-y, as in it's further away from standard. Yeah, and there is also Yeah. There's also something to be said that there's no min-maxing element with this, where like, you know, you're not able to scout your opponent, see what they're shit at, you know, and be able to like choose accordingly, which is going to be probably a huge factor once we get to 1v1s.
Lots of opportunity for juicy stats too with settings chosen.
Yeah, I'm not comparing it to RSL. I'm just saying it's like, as far as the spectrum goes from standard to RSL, I'm using that as like a comparative to say that it's not standard. And there's Drew picking up his K-Sword. So, interestingly enough, Drew's going to be the second runner into Deku. So, even with how badly he LL'd that long shot in Strength 2, seems like he's going to be in a good position.
Zephyr has completed Deku.
What? Oh, Zephyr. When did Zephyr? Sorry, four things are allowed to go on. So never mind. So Zeph's completed Deku. Then we're gonna see whatchamacallit. We're gonna see
light hour cutscene. Lax.
Light hour cutscene. Yeah, we're gonna see Lax here. Yeah. Drew does have ice over everyone else, which everyone is going to have to do eventually.
All right, very consequential check coming up here on Zephyr's screen.
It's nothing. It's KZ.
Oh dear. All right then.
Oh, sorry. Did I spoil? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for the delay. The delay is usually not an issue. I'll refresh. I'll refresh.
Well, it's no spoiler now. What's next?
Yeah.
We'll have to go visit the king.
All right, I have refreshed chat. I apologize for ruining everyone's day. I will send you a picture of a kitten or a puppy if you would like one as compensation. So yeah, I think Ryu's legitimately down to, after this, legitimately just down to KZ. Yeah, he's buying Blue Fire right now, so.
And there it is, 300 rupees, please.
I can't imagine, depending on what he gets there, maybe? Because he also knows that Requiem's there, right?
Yes.
Which its value isn't super great because it's just Child Spirit and he's pretty much done everything in that area that he cares about. Yeah, Ryu. I think Ryu literally just has KZ after he gets last. Well, and ice, obviously. Sorry, in logic checks. He doesn't have a lot of in logic checks. I would personally just do it. You're there. It's not going to get any faster. You may not need to do it, but with the way this seed is, like, everyone's going to mess up this seed. So you know people probably weep skipped. So you know some people have that stuff. And we're taking those GGG cubes. Oh, there was a big chest in here. There's Rudos. We were all wrong. we can't see for shit. None of us have eyeballs.
No, I didn't.
No, nobody saw that.
Oh, no. Ryu hasn't gone back since going to Deku. Yeah. Okay, all right.
Yeah. So there's Rudos. Off the table.
And we have a first place finish?
Wait,
oh
what?
My god.
What the hell?
That is a god route right there. That is an absolute. That is a miracle route.
This is gonna mess up so many. This is a bad call.
That is beyond the god route. That is that is clairvoyance to the extreme.
So it's not AD. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. I'm gonna go on a limb and say that. And here come the forfeits. And here's Schultzer.
Wow. Engel and Schultzer.
I feel like everything's got to be in Jabu at this point.
So yeah, I think. Okay, so you would have had to have grabbed. Man, there's a lot of switching back and forth. I mean, the optimal route here, it's impressive, honestly.
That's super nuts. Yeah, but GG's to Angle and Schultz are just steamrolling everyone. So now we gotta wait like 15 minutes for everyone else who didn't hit the jet. Yeah, skipping Spirit, skipping Forest. But things are looking good for Zeph right here.
Yeah, I think you're just gonna collect Hammer and the Keyring.
Yeah. There's Rudos.
Along the way.
Ryu came, yeah. And
wait. And lights are in ice? What is this routing? Oh my god, that is incredible. My mind is blown.
Yeah, and that is a GG for Rio.
And you hate to see it, but it makes sense that Ryu is two full dungeons to complete still. One of them's Jabu, the other's Fire.
Yeah. I doubt they'll want to come in here for an interview, but I'm gonna go ask them now.
Sometimes you just spike one, and obviously our first and second place finishers, they found the line. And well played indeed. We do have Engel, our first place finisher, in the chat. Well played, sir. I mean, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen in a big qual. In a large field, it's gonna happen. But the disparity in times here, those two could be the only ones to finish for 20, 30 minutes. Is a monster route. I mean, it is an absolute monster route. There's magic. Yep, there. That's one of our requirements.
Yeah.
Magic and Jabu.
It's just all going to be in Jabo. It's going to be Hammer and the key ring here. We may not even need the key ring. Actually, no, we do because the boss key's included in it. This is
big chest.
Gotta be Hammer. It's gotta be Hammer the key ring. There's Hammer.
Hammer time.
Yep.
Yeah.
I could see the key rings here or in the big chest.
This was a 2-dungeon seed. I mean, a Water Temple and Jabu with the goodies.
Yeah.
But I am still just gobsmacked over the fact that lights are in Ice Cavern. I mean, it's just the fact. I mean, that's just well played indeed.
Yeah, and there's third place, Mr. Martin.
Whoa!
554.
Man. We're separating some wheat and chaff in this field today. This is the haves and the have-nots.
Yeah, this is one of those series you don't want to see for quals because there's high variance and a lot of people are going to get on both sides of it. No disrespect to any runners, but there's going to be scores that maybe don't reflect their average play here.
But that's why we run the qualifiers. That is why we do them.
Exactly. But I'll tell you one thing. All the runners in chat are really happy they're in chat and not in the race room.
Yeah, and if you're unfamiliar with the qualifying season here, you can run up to 8 races. 5 of those will be counted, and your highest score, your max score, will be dropped.
Also, shout out to Jimbo, who was all ready to do this race and then dropped out. So, making the smart choice. I gotta make dinner after this, too.
And really, we're just anticipating the Fire Temple key ring here within probably on Baronade.
Yeah, it's either there or I think it's in Valley. It's in the Valley. Big chest that we peeped because I think that would be in the forefront of the runner's mind. Like, you got Hammer after this, right? He felt behind and FF'd.
Drunas heading back into Spirit Temple.
Yeah, we know that's not the play. Unfortunate as it may be, but we're just missing Fire Keyring for Go Mode, right? I think that's all we're missing.
I believe so. Zephyr with box skip.
Why is the wallet in forest logically required? Oh, for central pillar. Duh. Jabu and water, pretty much. Yeah. We're just missing fire keyring for Gummo. And looks like we are going to be getting Ryu here for a quick during interview. They have agreed to come in, so we're going to go ahead and bring them on in. And welcome in Ryukane.
Yo!
Oh, the seat is ass.
Actually, the first thing I said in the quad chat room was, okay, hopefully I'm just gonna use my Joker today. And I didn't.
But I think this seed is a really good example of like a lot of conventioning routing principles just not paying out.
I guess I think there was at the time when I went to water at the first time, I was hesitating whether continuing or not. And the thing is, I already had the boomerang, and I was like, okay, I still have some stuff I can do outside of water, so let's just assume there's only the boomerang in water. Well, that was the bad play.
Yeah, I mean, and it's completely justified. It's completely justified. I mean, not many people are going to think deeper about a path to Baronade outside of Boomerang. Like, yes, there's full clear your paths and your walls, but like that, I feel like that's an old adage that is not necessarily as followed as it once was.
I think I played okay-ish. Like, everything I did up to finishing Forest was not a bad play, in my opinion. And then, what did I do after Forest? I think at that time, that's the time when I kind of gave up on trying to optimize my route and go for the worst plays.
What was your rationale for committing to Forest? Because there was a lot of things that it like in the courtyard that could have been easily the path.
I was just waiting to get my freaking Kyokiri sword behind my hookshot.
Okay. Yeah,
that's pretty much it. Actually, that's pretty much it.
Couple more finishers rolling in here. Alex and Carp. Good game. Well played to both of you. Ryukane, thank you for joining us. Was this your first restream of Season 7?
Yes, that was the first qualifier, and I'm probably going to FF more qualifier.
I love the confidence.
Well, you're coming into Season 7 as the previous season champion. What's it going to take for you to defend your title here?
A lot of motivation and less batsies, I guess.
That's fair enough.
Because I think I'm really unmotivated by Rando right now, and I'm pretty much playing just for the fun of Rando. So if I get some good seeds, like the seed was pretty interesting until I saw Angel finish. At that point, I knew that the thing I was missing in GTG had to be Rudolph's Letter. Like, there's no way he finishes if it's not Rudolph's Letter.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, I was like, okay, it's just a jet seed. It's gonna be Rudolph's Letter, so I might as well quit right now. And if all the qualifiers or some things like that, I mean, let's face it, it's not fun.
Yeah.
There's the magic. I was missing the magic.
Yeah, I mean, and that's sort of like a lot of we're just got to expect from Season 7 when we're adding in all these different settings. Higher variant seeds are going to follow because there's more stuff to find, so there's more stuff that can be in bad places essentially.
That's true.
Yeah.
Also, the thing is, I actually hate keyrings. This is one of I'm just gonna call it. If I'm in brackets, I'm just banning keys every time. Because to me, this is the worst setting that we can draft. Because it either closes everything or it opens so much that you have no idea what to do. And this time, I think we had so much to do and nothing to clear. So if you do the wrong call, well, you're just gonna have to backtrack everywhere.
Makes sense. A very high variance setting.
Still, props to people that have finished already and are still and are finishing right now.
Yeah.
This was a pretty hard seat to do optimally.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta tip your cap.
And we've got Gogeta finishing 9th place, 2:14.36. Anything else you wanna add, Ryu? And here's our fire key ring right outside of Fire Temple.
Anything I want to add? Well, GG's Decker on winning the twice K-pop showdown, I guess. Because this is pretty much the only reason I played. I saw I was on the stream with Decker. I was like, oh shit, we can actually have the showdown right now.
Yeah. But overall, best of luck in whatever you're doing next, whether that be season 7 or other pursuits. Hopefully we see you back here. Would love to see you back.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Thank you for the stream. And I really actually hope I do make it to brackets.
All right.
Of course, yeah. That's our season 6 champion, Ryukane, joining us in the booth. Thank you so much. GG's. Didn't work out your way this time, but good luck in the future.
It's fine. It's one seed in many seeds.
That's it.
All right, I'm gonna hop out and
right.
let you have some fun.
Thank you so much.
See ya, guys.
Yeah, so I'm kind of wondering. I don't think we've seen it on Restream while we were interviewing Ryukane, but that big chest in Valley is not needed.
Was it a big chest or was it a heart chest? Because
it was a big chest.
It was a big chest. Okay,
I'm 90% sure it was a big chest. But
oh, thank you for the raid and congratulations for finishing in, I think it was 9th place? Oh, 8th place, Brazier. Very nice, very nice. Or Brusler, sorry, that's an L, not an I. They were not bamboozled by this seed. Well played indeed, good race. We see Zephyr tackling Volvagia here.
yeah, it's gonna be our first into Gannons, it looks like. That is a dead Volvagia, so he still needs to make his way to ice. But he's gonna get that hint. No furore, so it's a bit of a trek, to be honest. And I think it's still a solid second place, but we'll see where everyone else ends up after this.
Yeah, the question now remains for Zephyr: how many snipes in between here and there for them? They're gonna be finishing around 25 to 30 minutes after first place finishing. Gonna be a tank to the score, but there are still points up for grab here. And if you don't like the score, you can toss it out by racing more. That's how the quals work. Fire keys were just found, Ryukane. The DMC ferry. Rob Dog, you know, I'm just a setup man. You guys can you can draw your own conclusions. Ganon's Castle, a place we could be seeing more of in Season 7 with the option to turn trials on.
Yeah. And I think that's definitely a setting that we're going to be seeing. If you are very confident in your execution, it's one of the go-to settings that I think you would put on, because it that's all it is. It creates more execution.
And of course, there's always the chance of some extremely weird logical quirk going on by adding in a trial. That's what chat lives for.
And not really, because completing the trial doesn't change any logic outside of like getting a path to Ganon, right? There's no checks that are locked behind trial completion, apart from like the Ganon boss shots, which is not really going to be an issue. Yeah, that's also true, social. He still needs to get his keyring out of Crater Fairy, but once he does that, yeah. And then Cola finishing in 13th place, 220.42.
Into the Ganondorf fight we go with Zephyr. And I've forgotten that Drunus is the only one on Restream that has the light arrows. A crucial piece of information needed there.
Where were Spirit Keys? I can tell you. Spirit Keys were on Darklink.
Glad you asked, Oberon. The point is that he will give you a guaranteed hint of the light arrow's location.
Yeah. And Zeph with the smart play, grab the blue fire in here. Makes ice that little bit faster when he's going to grab his light arrow. It's going to be very quick. We're going to see him just basically walk up there, because the first check he's going to do is going to be his light arrows with traditional routing. And that is the key ring for Decker. So they are also in glow mode.
Yeah. Drunus with the light arrows, I mean, going to be close to, well, I guess get me close to Decker, I think. I mean, no chance really of catching Zephyr here, but could still finish in a pretty close proximity to Decker.
No Furores does give a little more leeway, but we've still got to beat Baronade. We've got to aid transition. We've got to make sure we play Bolero, go there. Whereas Decker's just gonna get the hint, grab the lights, and
right.
But it depends on like how quickly Drunus goes to that what you call the crater, right?
Right. Yeah. They have to find the fire key ring.
Yeah. Although even with like an immediate Bolero, it's still pretty close. Between fights and age transitions and cutscenes, things like that. And Volk finishing 16th place, 223.40.
Another familiar name there. Finishing up in 15th, that would be Seize, last year's runner-up.
Yeah, Requiem's nice. Fighting Volvagia? Are you asking like how that fight is done? Okay, so so the Volvagia that is Whack-A-Mole and the Volvagia that flies around are actually two different Volvagias, but they share a hitbox, right? So you can actually damage the Whack-A-Mole one while it's underground, or is it the flying one that's underground? Basically, there's two Volvagias and you can hit it with bombs. And there's lights for Zeph.
Go, 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 Zephyr. All right, go kill Ganondorf.
Yeah, the fly around one just like stays dormant under there while you're playing Whack-A-Mole. So I still think in Drew's position, I would be very interested in that valley. Where were Huffer's Spirit? Spirit Hand. Oh, Spirit Hand, the interior one, not like Silver Gauntlets or Mirror Shell Chest. Like the Lullaby Hand.
With our ice cavern detour out of the way now, Zephyr back into Ganon's castle.
And Tenacious Toad with a time of 2:26.46, finishing in 17th. And yeah, Drew Boleroing, gonna go straight for that fairy.
It is going to be close.
16 FFs is not. That's a number.
It's the Qualifier 4 Massacre, as it'll become to be known here in Season 7.
There. If only you knew the lore of Qual 4s. If you know, you know. But yeah, looks like we're gonna get our first run around restream here to finish momentarily.
Oh,
Ooh.
Decker. Well, that'll make it closer.
Yeah, definitely. He's gonna have to redo the climb. But we have our first run around restream entering Dorf. So purple rupees, 19th, 228, 30, 23. All right. Let's see.
No Hero of the Light would be complete without their trusty bottle to defeat Ganondorf.
We got BGS sword, so I can't imagine us missing a one cycle here. And there we go. Oh, gee. Oh man, I was watching the Dorf fight. Decker tied again. Unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. But what is fortunate is Zeph's gonna win this restream. Entering pig time. Oh, what? That's such a nice Such a nice heart containing to have there.
Ryu, yeah.
Yeah, he just got Rudos. He just got Rudos.
Is Vavaji down for Drunas?
Yeah, so he's just gotta climb now. Doesn't even need to get the hint. He's just gonna be there. So we're looking like our restream order is pretty decided here. If Zeph, Drew, then Decker. We are past 7 runners finishes, so the points should be flowing in. If you are interested in what people have scored, you can check that out on the ZSR website. I think it's ZSR ZeldaSpeedRuns.com/OoTR standings, something like that. And we're about to get GGs here.
That's GG, well played to Zephyr.
Yeah, GGs to Zeph.
Finishing in 23rd place. First on our restream, a time of 2 hours, 31 minutes, 13 seconds. Ooh, squeaks in just ahead of Netharian and Majarkin.
Yeah, the snipes. And got confirmation from Zep. He will be joining us for an interview, so stay tuned to hear his lovely voice and his lovely take on the seat. As Drunas gonna be starting his climb.
It's looking like those couple of deaths on Decker's side may cost them third on the restream. Is Drunas making the climb? Louis Ferns from our Brazil contingent, finishing in 26th place.
All right. All right, and Zeph is in our waiting, so we're gonna bring him on in. GG, Zeph. Congrats on winning restream. I'm so sorry for that seed.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right?
Yeah. It's thinking about it. It's like a lot of. This is one of those seeds that like conventional routing betrays you a lot of the time.
Yeah, it's also like just what are the odds that that big chest that I just saw but couldn't get as the literal start of the chain of the last like 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because like at that point I was still missing hammer, magic, lights, Kokiri sword, and rang. Or no, yeah. Letter, yeah, I was missing letter. So it's like I have like 4 or 5 items that I'm missing, and like 1 known big chest, but then all of GTG without the keyring, which is still like 12 or 13 checks. So I'm like, surely I'll come back to that after. And then it just happened to be the Kokiri sword, which kind of threw me off, but then thinking about it, I was like, okay, I guess that makes sense with the path for the hook shot, to get the iron boots, to get both strengths, to then have access to that side of the maze.
Yeah, the paths are nutty this seed because it's all just pointing towards Kokiri sword, essentially.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, then the Volve path, I was like, this could like literally be anything in my mind until I found that strength 2. And then I was like, okay, like I don't like the strengths weren't locking each other, so strength 2 is kind of a big deal. It's also why I prioritize like GTG a little bit more, but and then I was like, once I got the chain going, and I was like, okay, Kokiri sword into the GTG keyring for 1 chest. I was like, wow, this is amazing. And then you get letter, and it's like, okay, well, I just go back child now, I guess. And then you get magic and hammer, and I'm like, great, now it's a freaking casino for the fire keyring, and then it just happened to be right beside Fire Temple, which at least that was nice.
yeah,
Because like that thing could like have literally been anywhere.
I was thinking it was the big chest in Valley. But
There,
I want to say there was. I may have mispeaked it on rescreen. I thought it was a big chest in Valley.
oh, okay. See, I was worried about that because I didn't see a big chest, and I was like, that could actually be a small chest with the key ring, but I can't see it from on Epona.
Yeah. No. I meant. Yeah, but
Yeah, because the key rings are in the small key chest, right?
yeah.
So I was like, shit, I gotta remember that could potentially be the key ring.
Apparently it was a hard chest, and I just missaw it. And there's GG's to Drunus. See if we can get him in here for an interview.
GG's to Drew.
Drunus finishing 2nd place on the restream, 28th place overall. Zephyr, thanks for joining us here in the booth after your race. Do you, whenever you load into, you're getting ready for your seed here, and you see that it's key rings on, being shuffled, does that change your early routing? How does that affect your routing early on in a seed? You know, as things progress, you just kind of fall into whatever the seed gives you. But did that change up your strategy to start off the race?
It did at first. With getting the bomb bag and the scale in Midos. Because like I was thinking, I'm like, okay, River is even a better play now. Because of the bean salesman, like that's an extra check there.
Sure. Yep.
And like, I mean, with other settings where it makes sense to do, I like doing the early river. Like if you have like an adult start, doing early river for like the 3 checks and the 3 hints, I find is really strong, depending on the settings. But for this one, where it's like child start, I'm like, okay. And it's obviously we have like free ZL, so like Sarya's there, so it's like, okay, go and get the song, get the hints, and then I'm like, I could go Goron City or I could go down river, and I can get the hints, I can peek the items, and I can get the bean salesman. But then there was the DMT path to Goma, and I'm like, no, okay, I'm going Goron City into DMT. Hopefully I can get the Kokiri sword and then just come right back. And then and then I probably would have went down river at that point.
Indeed, you were first on restream to that hook shot on DMT.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Yeah, I was really hoping. I'm like, okay, like obviously beginning of the seed, I have no info on anything else, but like a path to Goma, like it's not super common that it's gonna be like the slingshot, since there's 3 of them. And it would have to be locking the other one. So I'm like, okay, like there's a good chance that I could just get lucky and get the Kokiri sword here and I get a dungeon done right away. But it happened to be the hook shot, and then that just like locked everything in the seed, it seems. So
I really like hearing your thought process, it sounds like you devoted a lot of time prepping for this season. How are you feeling going into season 7 here?
I mean, I've said my fair share in the discords, in the discussions. I'm not a huge fan personally, because I like to know what I'm playing. Like, obviously, you
Sure.
get to know the settings like 5 minutes before, but
Sure.
I'd like to practice it. I do think it is interesting with getting like different settings, and I do enjoy some of the different settings. So you know, it adds a bit different, and it's more fun for other people, maybe not as fun for some. It's the quals, I think, aren't where it's going to change a whole lot,
Sure.
because it's only one major and one minor, which they can be, together probably not a huge deal, but when you get to the 2 and 2 for like the group stages or the brackets, at that point, I feel like that's where you're going to see a lot of interesting setting combos.
Sure. I would be remiss, thank you again, Zephyr, for the answer. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that Decker has finished their race here, third on the restream, 30th overall with a time of 2 hours, 40 minutes, and 2 seconds. Xenu, any questions here for Zephyr?
1 sec.
All right.
And we are joined by Decker. Drew will not be joining us, so it's just you guys today.
Oh, welcome in, Decker. Good game.
Yeah, sorry about that. My Discord is being funny.
Yeah, my apologies for everything involved in that too.
Dude, I didn't think I could miss SGL more, to be honest. What the fuck?
Yeah.
All I had as like solace was, hey, at least my boys are suffering too, right? Like they've not finished yet, so they must have done the same kind of stupid shit.
Yeah, we were just watching you guys kind of grind away here in the seed, and then 2 hours comes around and we see the first and second place finish, and we're like, oh wow, someone really spiked a god route this seed.
Yeah, I mean, like, what's one check versus Spirit Temple in GTG? Am I right?
Dude, did you do the same thing and not do
Probably.
the left side gourmets?
Yeah, I didn't peek it because like there could just be keys there, so I'll just come back and do it.
That is fair. I peeked it and saw the big chest, but I was like, I'm missing 4 or 5 items. What are the odds that this locks everything and I have all of GTG?
Yeah. And then it locked everything, and Jabu had 2 items for some reason. Yeah.
Yep. And then the key rings just beside fire. Super cool.
Very fun. Did you like? I assume you full cleared water on like the first time you were in there. Yeah. Like I don't see why you wouldn't in these kind of settings.
No, like you get the key ring, and it's like, okay, the only thing I can't do is boss key chest and Morpha. I mean, I guess you couldn't do.
You can do the bow. Yeah, but like you just find that long shot in there, and you're like, oh, I can do everything there.
Yeah,
that's still like 7 checks, 6 checks, like.
Yeah, and I actually peaked it with like the water at the top level.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm like, I can do this, I think.
Yeah, I thought about it, and then I didn't do it.
Did you, when you got the long shot, did you go for the boss key chest right away, or just Morpha?
Yeah, I did the last 2 checks before doing Morpha. So I did like everything in there.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just going right to Morpha, and then as I'm on Morpha, I'm like, but I should really check that chest. So I had to go back.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's kind of rough, right? Like, Overworld kind of sucks when you've got that many checks in your dungeons. Like, all of the bad dungeons aside from Jabu have suddenly become good.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, thank you guys both for joining us here. What's the next qualifier you guys have scheduled on your calendar?
I have no idea. Let's have a look. I don't think I'm doing any this weekend because I'm supposed to be going to watch League of Legends. So probably next Tuesday if I'm doing more.
with the schedule. Fuck.
Yeah.
Put you on the spot a little bit. I just didn't know if you had the date circled or whatever. But yeah, I asked because I mean, qualifying season. It's a mixed bag. You could be the one that finds the route. You could be the one that's finishing in 30 minutes behind, and you felt like you did still had a pretty good showing, but someone else just got routed out. How do you bounce back during qualifiers? After kind of getting blitzed here in this race.
I don't know. Have you got any ideas, Zeph? Like,
I don't know. Like, the only decision that I think I could have done differently, and probably should have, after obviously, I mean, it's hard to say like I should have done it with hindsight 2020.
Yo.
But like my biggest mistake I think was when I peaked Tektite as child and I saw it was strength 2. I should have went there first to grab it. Instead, instead when I went adult, I warped to Bolero to peak the left side Goron maze because I never did it.
right.
And then I see the big chest, and I'm like, okay, like I'll get that strength 2 on the way. But I went to Lake and did Adult Lake and then Southfield and then got the strength 2. And then I'm like, but there's like 13 checks in GTG. So I just went there.
Yep.
So like I was thinking about it. And then of course afterwards you find like Lake Hylia's barren. And I don't know if there was a better hint location for that than besides Shadow Temple.
I don't think we saw the other copy.
Yeah. So like the only thing I could think of without knowing Lake is barren would be to like just rush that strength 2, go to Bolero and check the left side maze, and then do Adult Lake and Southfield on the way to GTG. So that's the only thing I could have thought to do differently in this one. I think in quals, like it's like playing a weekly. Like unless you god route and like skip so many things, you open yourself up to like losing even more points.
Sure.
So I feel like just inherently it makes, and I'm more of a safe player anyway, so I tend to full clear areas or go back to get like one check and that kind of stuff.
Makes sense. You're playing for average time over a series of qualifiers. That makes total sense.
Yeah, so sometimes you find the god route and everything is just on the way for you, or it's a slog and like you miss one item, or everyone is doing the same thing and it's a slog for everyone. So
yeah, it looks like Decker was the head of the peloton, so to speak. Lots of finishers coming in here in the last 5 minutes. A big bunched up group of folks. I don't really have anything else. Any final thoughts from Xenu or Zephyr or Decker here before we close out?
I'm good. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. Just like, I mean, I'll just take it as it comes. But like, I wasn't thinking about season 7 at all until like yesterday. So it's like, this qual is not like a big deal at all.
Sure. Well, there's your wake up call for you. You've got plenty left. You got plenty left to make up the ground.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
Come on, we believe in you, Decker.
Is it like max of 8 that you can do?
I think it's 8.
Yeah.
Okay. And then your top and your bottom 3 get dropped?
Yeah, same as usual.
Yeah, okay.
So coming up on ZSR, Friday, we've got a couple of things going on. We got a Zelda 2, 100%, all keys tourney. It's going to be losers bracket round 3 between Shaddy and Big Slamu. Also on Friday, we have Wind Waker. We have the Challenge Cup loser bracket semifinals, game 1 of that 3-game series, Bobby versus Rick the Husky. And on Saturday, we have the game 2 of that. And also on Saturday and Sunday, we have the next 2 qualifiers for this, being the NA and EU weekly. So be on the lookout for that if you are into OoTR. So we're just about ready to head up here. We're going to go ahead and rate a good friend of ours, Levi Belvedere. He's just about finishing up the seed, just needs the light arrow hit, and I think we're done here. So
thanks everyone.
Yeah,
now, just a quick thank you to our trackers one final time: Alkaline Ice, Beth and Ainsley, CD Hoff, and Baseball. Thank you guys so much.
And another thank you to you, Hag, for
Of
calling
course.
today. Yep.
Signing off for Xenu, ZSR, and OoTR Season 7. This is Hagmania. Good game. Well played.
All right. See you guys next time.